What's good? I am recording as of right now, which is awesome. I don't know if I'm back with the jump off. I'm just like trying to be back. You know what I mean? That's all I can focus on is being back. But I did want to make an update because I just feel like honestly like things are just like not correlating because like I made a video before I left New Orleans, then I made like 2 videos. No, I made like 4 videos. I made a hair video, I made a video about toxic relationships, and then I made a video about the stolen bike shit earlier when I got to Denver, and then also about SZA when I was still calling them SZA and niggas was trying to drag me. And it's like really though, honestly, all real, I could have like, you know, watched a couple interviews, you feel me, and like called her name, like shade on me, like that was just sloppy. But anyways, I really didn't make that many videos when I was in Denver, and I've been wanting to speak on Denver. I've been wanting to, so I'm hoping that what I can do is do a 30-minute like recorded, and then do like a 30-minute also recorded. But maybe not. It depends on how like shit goes. It might just be like a whatever for like the last 30. But not that this shit is about to be whatever, but I'm just saying. I might not. I'll see how I feel in 30 if I want to keep on like recording it, like, you know. So eclectic favorite, weird. I'm glad that you're here, that you're checking me out. That's awesome. Feeling blessed. Messy Black Girl, what's up? Stephanie Hostess, what up? J1067809, yes, bitch. I feel like I just learned something. Okay. So, so like I was saying, like there were just not that many videos in between me leaving New Orleans and then me going to Denver and then me like being in Denver. Denver. And then me coming back to New Orleans. So I kind of want to talk about some of that transition. So like in terms of me leaving New Orleans, it was really on some shit. What up? I'm bugging, I'm sorry. In terms of me like leaving New Orleans and going to Denver, it was a situation where I was like not doing well, and I was kind of feeling like, I don't know, like I wasn't really doing anything in terms of just like working on personal self, I guess. Like I think if I'm being real, I was just like in a really destructive time because I kind of felt like a lost wolf, if I can say that, because like I'm clearly not a wolf, but like I just felt kind of like, what is out here, you know? Like I'm just out here by myself, just rolling the earth. Like what is life? So I was just like living kind of crazy, like kind of real crazy actually, because like I'm trying to downplay it like crazy because I'm like not really thinking about it all in full. But one thing I remember doing before I left New Orleans to go to Denver, I was in the motherfucking Mississippi River, bitch. And I was naked, and I was covered in mud, and I was the white man, and like nothing wild happened, which I think is even weirder because like, I was just kicking it in the motherfucking Mississippi, just, you know, having a divine experience in my mind. In retro, I'm like, girl, you know what I mean? Like, if I would have seen me, like, if I was a ghost, I would have snatched me with all the power I could vest from that realm. Because, like, it just was not, it was crazy. But, anyways, so one of my friends who lives in Denver was like, girl, get your life! She was kind of like, bitch, you need to, like, come over here and, like, let's chat and have our situations intersect and see, like, how we live. And honestly, I think the reality is, Samantha, my friend who invited me, she's a saint. She's a lovely fucking human. Like, that's just the reality. Like, she's like one of the few rare motherfuckers that you find that are just like real. Like, they're just like, they're not gonna pretend for you because their comfort is like priority. Like, them feeling comfortable is priority, and like they know themselves. So it's one of those things where it's like you're never gonna be feeling like weird feelings, because it's like they keep it real. So me and them, like, we were living well together. I want to say though, at the end of the day, I can't really like be just like, okay, I have a hard time understanding work. I think that's like what it is like, I think of work a lot of times as labor, and only in the physical. And I think I've never really take account of like emotional labor and other ways that like you can labor, and other ways that you can do work. And so, like, I think like in the situation I was in Denver, I was feeling like, wow, like my friend is like giving me a place to live, like putting food in my mouth, like being very kind to me. And so like all I could think is like, I gotta like hook her up, like I gotta pay her back, like, and that's just the way I am. Like, it's like if somebody like does something like OD nice for me, I'm like, okay, like clearly like you fuck with me the long way, so like I need to like be fucking with you the long way too. Like if it's all there, if I'm like really like seeing you, I'm like, word, like let's work together. So I was just like, yes. So like when she hooked me up with a place to live, I was like, bitch, it's nothing for me to get money. So I ended up like just putting out OD fucking job, like excuse me, I sent my resume out to like mad places. Ended up getting a job like pretty quickly. The thing that held me up with the job was I was working for some dizzy ass white bitches, and they was on some shit where like when I came in for the interview, they was on some shit like, if you were a hamburger, what kind of hamburger would you be? And it was literally a situation where I felt like I had to charm these white bitches into fucking hiring me just to make coffee for niggas at the hospital. So I'm just sitting here like, really, bitch? But I played along, you know me, so I'm over here just naming extravagant things to put on a motherfucking piece of fucking hamburger. I was like, blue cheese, some sort of bacon jelly. I was like, a brioche roll, toasted and crisp. This bitch was like, these bitches just getting hungry as fuck talking to me. So, like, they fucking told me after I got hired that they had been meaning to hire me for a fucking 3 weeks or whatever, but they forgot. And I'm just like, really? And then they want to tell me, then they want to spend the next week of me working there complaining about how the last 4 weeks they've been working OD hard because they didn't hire me. I'm like, shut up, bitch. I'm here now. I can make the coffee now. I can sell the burritos now. You feel me? And it was a cute little setup. Like, if I could be real with you, the shit was fly. It was like a little, little station they set up. It was pretty big. And, and I had like 2 little chairs in the back. They have me set up with like the stereo and shit. I be Netflix, nigga. Because people don't always want coffee, But I will say the job was low-key stressful as fuck, because it's like, I'm in a hospital. I'm in the motherfucking ER, bitch. So it's like, I'm seeing people just looking like they're going through some real fucking shit. And I'm over here like, do you want a biscuit? Like, do you want organic Justin's peanut butter cup? Like, you know what I mean? I was just trying to fall back because it was like whatever, but I did give away a lot of fucking coffee because I was like, I don't give a fuck. You feel me? I was like, do not put me in charge of motherfucking your coffee, and I'm gonna be out here. I was like, enjoy the coffee, people, because they was looking sad. They was just looking sad. Like, honestly, like some people, they would just like break down in tears in the middle of me giving them some change, and I would be like, damn, it was just a lot of feels. And I'm an empathic person, so I was just soaking it in. I was like, this is heavy, But anyways, as I'm like working at this little job, I'm over here getting my little coins together, right? Because I'm getting a plan together. I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to start fucking thinking about finding a fucking place to live, like in Denver. Like, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll fuck with Denver for a little bit. It's not bothering me none. And it was a warm-ass spring. Like, I got there in May. Around July. Around June, I was getting lonely. Y'all. So I was like, I'm going to start looking for love. So I was on the OkCupid. I was out here looking for like somebody to just boo up with for a little bit. But I was also on my like fake poly, because I was like, I'm poly, but really it was like, I'm fucking you, and like if you're cool, like I'll fuck you again. But if you're not really cool, I'm gonna be like, I'm seeing other people. Be peace, deuce, peace. But it was happening that I was meeting a lot of like lackluster ass white men who were just like scraggly as fuck. And I was just kind of like, I was canceling niggas left and right. It was just crazy. It was like one weekend I canceled like 4 niggas. Like, it was crazy as fuck. And it was like they was just all doing fuck shit. Like, dudes were just doing the most I don't know. I don't want to go into too many stories about that shit, but I'll tell you this: Denver. I don't know, bitch, because it's a lot of like white dudes who like. Here's my thing. I feel like rape culture, capitalism, existing in the same atmosphere creates sex work, or rather creates an environment where sex work is consistently happening, where it don't gotta be something like someone is actually a sex worker. It's a situation where like there's transactional situations happening all the time, bitch. and romantic entanglements. So with that being said, in Denver more specifically than other places, because weed is not as cheap as it is in Denver, but in Denver specifically, dudes will be like, you want to smoke? And that was supposed to mean ... let's go fuck, perhaps near a mountain, perhaps at at some sort of like landscape situation. I don't even know. Like, people are trying to like fuck all over the place. Like, I fucked somebody on top of a mountain. That shit was crazy. But it was like the journey to get there. You know what I mean? Denver's beautiful. Denver's quite beautiful. Or rather, Colorado is beautiful. But Caleb, I got stories, bitch. Listen, this is not the stories. This was nothing. It was basically a bunch of fucking just terrible hookups. Fuck shit ass niggas. Okay, actually, I will tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about a nigga I canceled. Bitch, let me go into this nigga. Alright, so look. You nosy as fuck. Keep looking over here, bitch. You here though. You here and you still knows you like. I'm dead. But, alright, so look. I'm going to call this nigga Elio, nigga, because he's like an Elio pizza. Unsatisfied, bitch. You're nasty. So anyways, let me get my things together. So this nigga, like, look, when I first seen him on OkCupid, I was like, okay, what's that? And so we started talking, and we were just on some shit, or rather he was on some shit like, I work a lot, I got dreams, Zsa Zsa Gabor, all this shit about his life. But basically he was like, I'm just looking for, some loving, I'm looking for some like side time, boo time, and like, I don't have a lot of free time in my life. Just giving me his whole beat. And I was like, well, I was on my fake poly shit, you know what I mean? I was like, well, I'm out here, you know what I mean? So I'm like, live your life. I'm like, I'm not loving them. I'm not leaving them, but I'm not loving them. I was just like, if you want to fuck with each other, we can fuck with each other. And that's just what it's going to be. And I remember, like, the D was right. The D was right. But honestly, the thing about him was, and this is usually the deal breaker, he was one of those dudes who was like OD into squirting and was like willing to like cause me physical harm in order to get something to come out of my vagina. And it was kind of just like, bruh, is it that serious? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? If it's wet down there, it's wet down there. I'm not looking for viscous or not fucking calibrations, whatever science word it is, for what the fuck this man is looking for. Like, I'm just like not sure. So anyways, so he was just like, he was kind of irking me, and I don't know, I think like he was getting on my nerves a little bit, but I still provisionally fucked with him. And I had done the thing that I do where I tell one of my friends that I'm fucking a dude so good. I'm like, yo, you should fuck this dude, like, fucking him so good. And the thing is, like, I have jealousy issues, low-key. Like, low-key I do. And I need to work on that. But it's like, in a threesome situation, I'm kind of just like, what about me? You know what I mean? So it was a situation where, like, my friend was like, yo, like, we should have a threesome with this dude. And I was like, word, let's do this shit. And we had previously talked about another threesome that just didn't work out. It was literally a case of, like, there was a flood and shit. The earth was just like, no. And, all types of fucking madness. But anyways, so I was like, word. Like, I was like, yeah, let's have this threesome. And so I remember, when he came over, we were together already. We were high as fuck. And I remember, like, I went to go wash my feet. And then they had started without me. And that shit irked me. I was mad about it. So I was kind of just like, like, so the whole thing was kind of lackluster for me. Not to mention the fact that, like, we were both on our periods, so it was a situation where we were both open to, like, sucking dick, but it was literally, like, here's the gag, it was kind of like Samantha had told me that she was wilding at sucking dick, and I was like, I want to see you suck a dick, dude, because she's my friend, and I'm like, I love the shit out of her, but I also love to see my friends do what they think they do best, you know what I mean? She was hyping it, so I was like, girl, yes. I was like, well, I know a dick, you know, time and place, I got her to, bitch, we traveled by bus. We met up and we decided to suck a dick together. And I can confidently say that Samantha can suck a fucking dick. Like, I seen Samantha suck a fucking dick, yo. And I mean, if I can't say nothing, I can say my friend Samantha can suck a mean dick. Like, that bitch was killing it. I was like, I almost had tears in my eyes. Animated tears. It was out of control. Like, I was just like, Samantha, how is the dick disappearing? That dick is too big to disappear. I was just like, yo. Like, I wanted to just, like, honestly, I'm mad. I'm mad that I didn't play my true part in the threesome. Because I should have been standing next to him like this, going like, yeah, that's my nigga. Like, I should have been hyping her. I should have had a fucking camera in the back with a fucking light kit, and I should have been going world star in the back. I should have had all that shit popping, and I could have made so much fucking money, and me and her probably would have been fucking rich off of one fucking situation where this bitch was sucking dick for the fucking gods. Every one of them, all in attendance, watching this bitch looking down. I felt the fucking sun burst into the fucking room, just shine right in her mouth. It was just ridiculous. I was like, god damn it. But enough about Samantha sucking dick. I hope Samantha's watching this, honestly, because it's her birthday yesterday, and I didn't say happy birthday. Like, I'm so shitty for that, and I want to say happy birthday to you, Samantha. You are the bomb. .com, bitch. You make money, not .org. Anyways, but yeah, so I was kind of salty, because, like, literally, I went to go wash my feet for, like, 2 seconds. Like, how long does it take you to wash your feet? And they were just already, like, getting, like, intermingled. And I was kind of just, like, I was kind of irked by it a little bit. So I think, like, I kind of fucked up my experience. I feel like it fucked up her experience a little bit, too. Because she was just like, girl. But then, like, I feel like we brought her back together when I seen her, like, suck the dick. I was like, how can I be mad at her? Look at her. Doing it. So, anyways, fucking... where'd we go? But yeah, so I had to cancel that nigga because, bitch, let me tell you the fucking tea. So I remember, like, one day, this nigga texted me talking about something, like, and we had a whole situation hooked up. Like, I seen that nigga on Tuesdays and Thursdays, bitch. If I couldn't catch him on Tuesday, I could catch him on fucking Thursday. And that's just what it was. And from time to time, he would smoke a blunt with me, perhaps. But, you know, I don't expect anything. You know, I don't expect anybody to smoke me out. If it happens, it happens. But, you know, he called me, and I missed the call, and then I called him back, and he was like, I'm not going to be able to come out tonight. And I was like, oh, why? What's up? And he was like, I don't have any gas money. And I was like, weird. And then he's like, I'm going to try to sell some weed for some gas money. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, and, like, I'm silly because I'm like, I was like, I'll buy some weed off you, like, if you want. And he was like, weird. But really, though, red flag. Like, why am I paying you to come to me? Slipping. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. You see me? So anyways, obviously I was losing at that time in my life because I was just like, honestly, the reality is I don't like buying from dispensaries. I didn't feel for it. Like, in Denver, I didn't really care about that. Like, I'm not a legal beagle, you feel me? I don't give a shit about that. So when people would pop up on me at the fucking bus stop, yes, I was buying that weed. I was like, yes, sell it to me. I don't give a fuck. Because it's like, I don't have time to go into no fucking dispensary with my ID and then be write my name down so the government can look into what the fuck I'm doing and where I be. No. I'm good. But the reality is, most of the fucking people who selling weed at the fucking bus stop is buying their shit from the dispensary because they got a medical card because they live the fuck in Colorado. So it's really just for transplant ass motherfuckers who, like, ain't really trying to just be putting all their government information and shit in the dispensaries. But anyways, so he was on his way to come drop me off some weed and also give me the D. And then he was on some shit where he got into a car accident, and I was like, whoa. I was like, take care of your life. I was like, do not worry about bringing me any weed. And he was like, I'm gonna still try to bring you some weed. And I'm just like, nigga, you don't even have a car anymore. Like, I was like, girl, what is this $35? Like, what do you need $35 for? On the real, like, you got into a car accident and you still trying to get $35. Like, I'm just like, I'm not getting it. It's like, if I got into a car accident and I was trying to sell somebody some weed, that situation would be over. Like verbal agreement broken. My car is gone. I'm not gonna ask somebody to drive me nowhere to get no $35. Like, my problems are bigger than that. But I don't know. In retrospect, it makes no sense. But anyway, so he was telling me that he was still trying to bring me the weed, and I was just like, well, I was like, you know what? Let me know if you can do it. You know, if you can't, let me know. And he never let me know. Like, he never hit me up, and then he hit me up like a day later and was just like, my bad. Like, I couldn't get a ride, and I was like, it's chill, bruh. Like, live your life. Like, I was not tripping. So I didn't hear from this nigga for like not 3 weeks or anything. I want to say like 2. It was like 2 weeks, like 2 weeks later, or maybe a week later, some random ass time later. I get a fucking slideshow text message to my phone of 6 dick pics, and I'm just like, I don't even want to see one dick pic. The fact that it's a miniature movie of your dick in still motion for how long? It was like, I think it, like, when I clicked it, it said it was like 48 seconds and shit. I'm like, that's almost a minute of my life looking at your dick in mad different angles. I didn't even let that shit play. I clicked it and then I scanned and I seen just dicks, and I was like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And I read him for filth. I was like, you're so rude. I was like, you over here texting me dick pics. Like, that's supposed to do something for me. And meanwhile, back at the motherfucking ranch, you're not even letting me know when the fuck you're available to fuck again. I realize you have a car situation going on, girl, but it's like, let me know. Like, let me know what's going on. How dare you? Like, I felt like it was rude. And then he was like, I have every right to be rude. Every time I come to your house, I smoke you out, and I have to drive to you. And I'm like, bitch, you had to drive to me from jump. Like, he's bringing up things that were like, things that were established from the beginning. You feel me? So I was like, that's, like, you can feel like that, bitch. And I was like, cancel. I was done. I was like, you're canceled, bitch. You're basic. You're boring. Honestly, you're horrible. Like, you're awful. Like, that's my new thing that I say to people that are awful. I'm like, you're fucking awful. Like, you're quite terrible. Because it's like, it's right to the point. I'm not gonna be like, you're an asshole, you're a jerk. Fuck that shit. Hell no. Because people try to reduce cursing to, like, just gibberish. Fuck it. I'm gonna use motherfucking Queen's English on you, bitch. You ain't shit. You are quite awful. You're quite terrible. You know what I mean? They understand that shit. But anyways, so after I canceled him though, I was like low-key salty that he was trying to like fuck my friend Samantha like after our threesome and shit. But like high-key, like I wasn't like OD mad. I was just kind of like, I was like, he's scraggly though, Samantha. But that was just me feeling like ways, because I was just like, I just feel kind of like whatever. But like at the same time, that's like my own shit to work on, you know what I mean? I was feeling like, but I was feeling shady. I feel confident in saying that I was feeling shady about that situation, but the reality is, like, I didn't fuck with that nigga because I just thought he was just disrespectful. Like, I was like, girl, I was like, you've been had to drive to me. Why would I drive to you? I don't know. These dudes out here, they be wanting a lot. They be wanting you to pretend like you love them and all this shit, but don't get too close because they're fragile, all this bullshit. I'm like, oh no, I can't with you. So, anyways, I'm like all in the middle of the fucking story. So look, so I'm living in fucking Denver with my friend and her family, and they're lovely, but I'm kind of like, I gotta make moves. I gotta find booze. I gotta do me. And that's how I was feeling. Like, I was so into like how like I wasn't feeling like just like, you know, just like loved on, and I was like looking to get loved on like hardcore. And so I went on a date with this light skinned nigga, Now, bitch, when I seen his profile, at first I thought he was like a Latinat man, and I looked, it said black and white, and I was like, and he's white passing like shit. And I was worried because I was like, because it's like, here's my thing. I recently read somewhere, this like post on Facebook, someone was like, would you fuck with somebody who knows language about and who's political in terms of like their like conversations like that? And a lot of people are like, they don't want to date people who like use language because they're on some shit saying that like people can be manipulative. And I feel like that's very like real. Like, I'm not trying to discount what they're saying, but I do look for that in a partner. I look for someone that can critique whiteness, like that can like be comfortable with me talking shit about like white people wilding, and not try to shame me. So that light skinned nigga, what up, Sophia? But that light skinned nigga that I like went on a date with or whatever, like we met up, it was chill. But here's the thing, I don't know what it is, but like we're in the like this is not even the first time, but it's like I date a lot of dudes that I find out are drug dealers. Like I find out of nowhere niggas are drug dealers, or like they're drug dealers and then they want to like date me. Like that's what happens to me. Like I meet mad dudes that are drug dealers and I don't know, but I usually could tell immediately because there's all types of tells when you fucking with a drug dealing ass nigga. But I didn't know this like little light skinned white passing ass Latina ambiguously racial ass looking nigga was a motherfucking drug dealer, because like I'm over here like we having a date and shit. Next thing I know, he's outside talking to a fucking random ass dude that we met at the pool hall, who's like, can you get me some coke? And this nigga talking about I could find out. And I'm like, okay girl. So I'm like, well, live your life, you know. And I ain't been fucking with the white girl. I will not lie, but I've decided like that's not for me. Plus the shit out here be poo. So it's like I was just like, all right girl, get your life. Like I was like, I'm not really into that shit. But he seemed like a nice man. Though they always go, and the thing is like the ones that be playing the most, that be like going OD, like be all on you, you be so suspicious because it's the same niggas that be like so quick to just turn around and be like, fuck you bitch. And it's like, and it's like weird. It's like, how could you pretend like and do those things? Like how could you live that life? It's wild. But anyways, he was acting OD sweet like our first date. It was crazy. And I was like, alright. And he said a couple of dumbass things to me, but I was just like, I was trying to be like, love is blind, it takes over your mind. You know what I mean? I tried to just, you know, just wave it away. And that's where it starts, you feel me? That's where it starts, when you're just like, oh, that was crazy. But, you know, you just try to move on. But anyways, he tells me about his roommate or whatever, and he's like, I have this roommate that you're gonna love her, like she smokes mad weed, just like, yeah, and that. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, I don't even smoke mad weed. I didn't even smoke any weed on our whole date. Like I feel like if I smoke mad weed, I'll be getting high as fuck like during the date, you feel me? But I wasn't. And mad people, like where we were at, people were getting high as fuck outside. It's Denver, you feel me? But anyways, so this nigga was on some shit like telling me his roommate was like really gonna like me, all this shit. I was kind of worried, but I was like worried. But I was kind of just like, ooh, you're inviting me to your house. You know what I mean? Cause like, you know, I'd be like, your house, like you trust me to know where you live. You know, I be getting like excited. I'm like, okay, like status achieved. Like I'm out here. Like I'm in your house. And so like when I went to his house, for the first time, like it was OD long to get there. I took the wrong fucking bus. There's like an express bus and there's the longest fucking fuck bus, and I took the longest fucking fuck bus, and I was annoying the fuck out of the bus driver because I was like, are we almost at Zazaza? And she was like, no. And I was like, why not? And I had Google mapped it with the express bus, so for a long time I was like, did I pass it? And so I was like that annoying person on the bus that don't know when the fuck they supposed to get off the bus, and people were just irked by me and shit and acting like they couldn't really live their life because of my life. And I was kind of just like whatever. And like the bus driver was taking her job like mad seriously, and I was kind of just like, alright girl, like I'm just trying to get directions, bitch. Like, that's it. But anyways, so I meet his roommate, and immediately I'm just like, oh, like, she's a cute ass, like, brown skinned queer person. I'm just like, word, like, live your life. Like, I'm just like excited. I'm just like, okay, because I was just like, you know, these white passing light skins, they be having a lot of white people around them. So I was like, where are you living with a black, you know, queer, like, femme person who's just like out here? And I'm just like, word. I'm like, maybe I fuck with you. You know what I mean? It kind of brought me back from feeling like, you know what I mean? I was like, I was waiting because it's like, you know, like, it's like white dudes, like, I don't even fuck with it. Like, I don't even like pretend like we're gonna be close and like really fuck with each other on that basis. But like men of color, like, when y'all play me, y'all be killing the fuck out of me, because I be like, really though? It'd be on like the most, and then, bitch, oh my god, I have so much to fucking say. But we're getting to the end of 29 minutes. I don't want to make an hour-long video because people be like, I don't watch them. So I'll be doing like a 30-minute set, and I'm going to come back on for 30. So, like, let me catch my life. Honestly, let me put on some pants if I'm being real, because I want to change my positions for the next 30. Because I'm going to go into, like, this dude eventually moving in with him and his queer roommate having crazy times and trying to understand what it means to be in solidarity with other black folks when they are fucking oppressing you. Like, shit is quick. But anyways, I'll be right the fuck back. I'm gonna